So it's a huge privilege to be here representing the Wellcome Trust, an organization for whom improving health and investing in science is our North Star. So the Wellcome Trust is a long-term partner to African science. Sir Henry Wellcome, who was our founder and benefactor, established the Wellcome Trust Tropical Laboratory in Sudan in 1902. So I think that just gives a picture of what a long-term relationship we've had with the continent of Africa. From that small beginning, our commitment has grown to today's current investment in African science of about 333 million US dollars. So it's a major commitment. And I'm very proud to say that today, with our partners, we're announcing 7 awards to African research leaders through a program we've called DELTAS. And DELTAS is funded through the Wellcome Trust and with our partner from the UK government, the Department for International Development. And together we're bringing world-class research capacity to African universities with a strong focus on training and providing training opportunities for the next generation of African researchers. And our vision is to create a large cohort of internationally competitive researchers. Many of the awards will allow research to be carried out where the health challenges are the greatest. So for example, genetic analysis of drug-resistant malaria, and you'll hear that from one of our colleagues, investment in mental health provision in countries where there's little investment at the moment, and support for research into debilitating parasitic diseases. The DELTAS Africa awardees are receiving more than 70 million US dollars over an initial period of 5 years. And I say initial because we hope this will continue to be a long partnership. The DELTAS Africa Awards will mean that African institutions will have greater ownership of training scientists and researchers, often in countries where becoming a scientist is still not a recognized career path. In parallel with DELTAS, we are hugely privileged and proud to be supporting, as you've heard already, the Alliance for Accelerating let me get this right. The Alliance, it's a mouthful, for Accelerating Excellence in Science in Africa, together with our partners, of course, the African Academy of Sciences and crucially, NEPAD, who we've already heard from. And a really important part of this is what we're expressing as the shifting of the center of gravity for leading and managing African science to Africa. And I can promise that by next year, actually promise is always a risky thing to say, but that the DELTAS Awards will be managed by AESA. And that's, for us, a crucial and important handover, which we think will improve the chances of success. And we're clear what we mean by success in the long term. And by long term, we mean 15 to 20 years. We know that this is a long-term commitment and a long-term investment. So we hope that researchers who are trained through the Wellcome Trust and our partners will in some future day independently win funding. And if they win funding from the Wellcome Trust, that's a good thing. That the outputs of the research are translated into health policy that improves people's lives. And that African governments and institutions and individuals take a greater stake. And I say greater stake because there is already massive investment by African institutions in African research. We recognize that. But we want to see a greater stake in funding and supporting African science. And we're saying here that we're here for the long term. So I think that's probably all I need to say. And I just want to thank everyone here for being our partners and being here. For us, it's a privilege to be working with you. And we hope to be here for many years to come. Thank you.